they also raised prices for subscriptions in Brazil.
Yeah, and look, it's that thing where I know so little. I mean, the only thing I know about the Brazilian market is they tend to like PCs more because the import taxes and consoles were insane.
Yeah, the $1,000 PS3, I think, back in the day.
But I guess the sort of thing where for a bunch of people in Brazil, this is going to suck. I mean, 25% more. That said, to be honest with you, I don't know that much about Brazil in terms of, just how well people, how well off people are. Like, I know it's a very fastly developing country, but, I don't know what that stuff's like. But certainly for any market, a 25% price increase is going to be a bit rough. I mean, you could definitely say it's a per capita less well-off country than the United States. And so this is, I'd say, relative to purchasing power, probably going to be just a tough one for people over in Brazil. Now, what is interesting that you pointed out to me was that a whole bunch of prices have went down for non-subscription fee things. And I would kind of wonder there that if it is like a market that generally, has a little bit less purchasing power or whatever, then would that weigh the dice towards people buying the very mandatory thing, which is the subscription fee, but then people are partaking less in the additional purchases, and perhaps that is why for Brazilian World of Warcraft players, they're seeing that their subscription is now more expensive, but then also to perhaps incentivize them, make them feel a bit more comfortable with making those additional purchases, while your character transfers and all that stuff are now cheaper. So that's what's going on, I guess.
That's the thing that I was thinking about as you're saying that. It's like, if you imagine I'll lead with what I think might be happening. I think they may have seen uptick of Shadowlands from Brazil be lower than they expected, or something along those lines, because, you can get into the game for, 10 real cheaper, but then it's a little bit more expensive per month. So I think that's a pretty classical move overall, of just lower entry cost and then squeeze more as time goes on. Yeah. So I think that may have been maybe a lot of the reason there. But I know we had before the show went live, we had a Brazilian fellow in chat say, I mean, obviously it's completely anecdotal from him, but he did say everyone he knows is going to quit over the head of it.
Yeah, there was somebody else just said it down here.
Yeah.
So I mean, sort of like just speaking to the Americans there, like if your World of Warcraft went from $15 to like $20, that would be a tough enough pill to swallow. So yeah, I mean, there we go. Bit rough. This is, however, the sort of thing that companies will be doing all the time, based on exchange rates and all that jazz. Yeah, I don't know how much more analysis there is to do with this story. Really, you should probably move on. But sucks for Team Brazil.